In some cases, the pursuit of wholeness leads individuals to reevaluate existing relationships. If a partnership consistently leaves one party feeling unfulfilled or unsupported, it may signal a need for change. Growth requires honesty and courage, prompting difficult conversations about whether the relationship aligns with each person's aspirations for completeness. Ultimately, the longing for wholeness motivates people to form deep connections that transcend mere attraction or convenience. These relationships serve as catalysts for growth, enabling individuals to explore new facets of their identities and reach higher levels of consciousness. By recognizing and nurturing this drive, people can cultivate relationships that honor both their individuality and their shared humanity. Attraction often begins with surface-level characteristics, but true connection develops when individuals recognize shared values, vulnerabilities, and emotional resonance. Initially, physical appearance, social status, or common interests may draw people together. These factors create a foundation for interaction, sparking curiosity and interest. However, they rarely sustain long-term relationships on their own. As time progresses, deeper layers of personality and character come into play, revealing whether the connection will endure. Shared values act as a critical component in forming lasting bonds. When partners share similar beliefs about life, morality, and purpose, they establish a strong basis for mutual understanding and cooperation. For instance, two individuals who prioritize honesty and integrity in their actions are likely to build trust over time. On the other hand, significant differences in values can create friction and undermine the relationship. Such disparities might lead to misunderstandings or conflicts that test the strength of the bond. Beyond values, emotional resonance plays a crucial role in fostering deep connections. Emotional resonance refers to the ability to empathize with and respond appropriately to another person's feelings. When partners exhibit emotional intelligence, they can navigate conflicts constructively and offer comfort during challenging times. Vulnerability further strengthens these connections. Allowing oneself to be seen and accepted in moments of weakness fosters intimacy and trust. People who reveal their fears, insecurities, and hopes create opportunities for authentic communication and bonding. This openness invites reciprocity, encouraging partners to share their own truths. By embracing vulnerability, individuals move beyond superficial interactions and delve into the heart of what makes them human, their emotions, desires, and struggles. Shared experiences also contribute significantly to emotional resonance. Whether celebrating milestones or overcoming hardships together, couples develop a shared history that reinforces their connection. These memories serve as touchstones for future interactions, reminding them of the depth of their bond. For example, surviving a difficult period such as financial instability or health challenges can strengthen trust and commitment. Similarly, joyful moments like traveling, achieving goals, or creating traditions together build positive associations that enhance emotional closeness. Through shared experiences, partners learn to rely on one another, developing a sense of security and belonging. Recognizing shared vulnerabilities allows individuals to connect on a profound level. Everyone carries wounds, fears, and uncertainties, and acknowledging these aspects in both oneself and others creates a bridge of empathy. A partner who listens without judgment and offers support during vulnerable moments becomes invaluable. Such interactions foster an environment where both parties feel safe expressing their true selves, free from pretense or fear of rejection. Over time, this dynamic evolves into a multifaceted relationship characterized by mutual respect, empathy, and collaboration. While shared values and emotional resonance form the backbone of deep connections, it is essential to note that these elements require nurturing. Relationships demand effort, patience, and communication to thrive. Misunderstandings and disagreements are inevitable, but how partners address these issues determines the strength of their bond. Open dialogue, active listening, and a willingness to compromise ensure that shared values remain aligned while emotional resonance deepens. Additionally, maintaining individuality within the relationship prevents stagnation. Partners should encourage each other's personal growth, supporting aspirations and interests outside the relationship. This balance ensures that both individuals continue evolving, bringing fresh perspectives and energy to their shared journey. Ultimately, the transition from surface-level attraction to deep connection involves peeling back layers of identity, revealing the core of who we are. It requires courage to confront our vulnerabilities and humility to appreciate the strengths and weaknesses of others. True connection thrives when individuals recognize not only what they have in common, but also how their differences complement one another. In this way, relationships become a tapestry woven from shared values, emotional resonance, and mutual growth, creating bonds that withstand the tests of time and circumstance. Human beings are naturally inclined to gravitate toward individuals who evoke familiar feelings or dynamics reminiscent of early relationships. This tendency is rooted in the formative influences of childhood, where foundational attachments shape our perception of love and belonging. Early interactions with caregivers, siblings, or peers establish templates for future relationships, influencing how we approach intimacy and connection. For instance, children raised in nurturing environments tend to seek partners who exhibit similar warmth and support. Conversely, those exposed to conflict or neglect may unconsciously replicate these patterns in their adult lives. These patterns persist because they provide a sense of continuity and predictability. Even when dysfunctional, familiar dynamics offer comfort through their consistency. Consider the case of someone whose parents frequently argued. They might inadvertently choose partners prone to verbal disputes, mistaking the familiarity of conflict for genuine passion. Similarly, individuals who experienced overprotective parenting might gravitate toward controlling partners, interpreting dominance as care. While these patterns can perpetuate negative cycles, they also present opportunities for growth and healing. By recognizing familiar dynamics, individuals can challenge maladaptive behaviors and cultivate healthier ways of relating. Therapy and self-reflection play vital roles in this process, helping people identify and dismantle destructive patterns while embracing constructive alternatives. Recognizing that one repeatedly enters relationships marked by jealousy, for example, might prompt an individual to explore unresolved insecurities from their past. Through introspection, they can address these issues, reducing their impact on future connections. Familiarity extends beyond individual experiences to cultural and societal norms. Societal expectations around gender roles, family structures, and emotional expression influence how people interpret and engage in relationships. These external factors interact with internal predispositions, shaping the complex web of attractions and aversions that define human connections. For example, cultural narratives emphasizing independence might lead some individuals to avoid emotionally dependent partners, even if such dependencies mirror their own unacknowledged needs. The pull of familiarity often operates at an unconscious level, guiding choices without explicit awareness. A person might feel inexplicably drawn to someone who reminds them of a sibling or friend, unaware of the deeper psychological reasons behind this attraction. These echoes of past relationships serve as anchors, grounding individuals in their understanding of what love feels like, whether positive or negative. However, this anchoring can become problematic when it prevents exploration of new relational possibilities. Sticking solely to familiar patterns limits personal growth and restricts access to healthier, more fulfilling connections. To break free from restrictive patterns, individuals must develop awareness of their tendencies and motivations. Journaling, Meditation or discussions with trusted friends can illuminate recurring themes in relationships. Once identified, these patterns can be examined critically, allowing individuals to decide which aspects align with their current values and goals. For example, realizing that one consistently seeks approval from partners due to childhood validation-seeking behaviors empowers them to work on self-acceptance independently. It is also important to acknowledge that not all familiar dynamics are inherently negative. Some reflect positive qualities inherited from early relationships, such as loyalty, empathy, or humor. These traits can enhance future connections, provided they are balanced with other desirable characteristics. The key lies in distinguishing between helpful and harmful patterns, then actively fostering the former while addressing the latter. The interplay between familiarity and novelty shapes relationship dynamics. While familiarity provides comfort, novelty stimulates growth and excitement. Striking a balance between these forces ensures that relationships remain dynamic and engaging. Partners who introduce new perspectives or experiences into familiar frameworks can reignite passion and deepen bonds. For instance, a couple accustomed to structured routines might benefit from spontaneous adventures, adding unpredictability to their otherwise predictable dynamic. The influence of familiar feelings and dynamics on romantic attractions underscores the importance of self-awareness in building meaningful relationships. By understanding the roots of our preferences and behaviors, we gain the tools necessary to transcend limiting patterns and create connections that honor both our histories and aspirations. This journey requires courage, honesty, and a willingness to confront uncomfortable truths about ourselves and our pasts. Yet, it offers the potential for profound transformation, enabling individuals to forge relationships characterized by authenticity, mutual respect, and enduring love. Every individual carries within them a duality of light and shadow, qualities that inspire admiration and others that provoke discomfort or fear. This interplay between the light, representing virtues, talents and aspirations, and the shadow, embodying repressed desires, fears, and flaws, plays a significant role in how people form and sustain relationships. When we fall in love, we inevitably encounter manifestations of our shadow through our partners, just as we see reflections of our light. Understanding this dynamic is essential for fostering deeper connections and personal growth. The concept of the shadow refers to those parts of ourselves that we suppress, deny, or fail to acknowledge consciously. These aspects may include negative emotions such as anger, jealousy, or insecurity, but they can also encompass positive traits like ambition or passion that society or upbringing has taught us to suppress. In relationships, the shadow often emerges when we project our unacknowledged qualities onto others. For instance, if someone harbors deep-seated feelings of inadequacy, they might perceive their partner as overly critical or demanding perfection. Conversely, if an individual suppresses their own assertiveness, they may view their partner's decisiveness as domineering rather than confident. Recognizing these projections allows us to take ownership of our shadow and integrate it into our self-awareness. Simultaneously, the light within us, the virtues, talents, and aspirations we cherish, also surfaces in relationships. Seeing these qualities reflected in a partner can reinforce self-worth and motivation. For example, a person who values creativity might find inspiration in a partner who consistently demonstrates original thinking or artistic expression. However, it can also lead to dependency, where individuals rely on their partners to validate their worth instead of cultivating it independently. A healthy relationship requires striking a balance, appreciating the light in both oneself and one's partner, while avoiding over-reliance on external affirmation. Balancing the light and shadow demands mindfulness and courage. Individuals must acknowledge their imperfections without becoming overwhelmed by guilt or shame. At the same time, they should celebrate their strengths without arrogance. Love provides the perfect context for this work, as partners often mirror each other's duality. Through honest communication and mutual support, couples can navigate the complexities of their combined shadows and lights, emerging stronger and more self-aware. For example, if one partner struggles with expressing vulnerability, the other can create a safe space for openness, encouraging growth in both parties. This process demands vulnerability, as exposing one's darker sides requires trust and acceptance. Yet, it ultimately fosters deeper intimacy and understanding. Consider a couple where one partner grapples with controlling tendencies while the other battles self-doubt. By recognizing these patterns, they can collaboratively address the underlying issues. The controlling partner might learn to relinquish some authority, allowing space for their counterpart to grow in confidence. Meanwhile, the self-doubting partner could develop greater self-assurance, reducing the need for excessive reassurance from their loved one. Over time, this mutual effort transforms the relationship into a space of transformation and renewal. The interplay of light and shadow extends beyond individual growth to influence the dynamics of the relationship itself. Conflicts often arise when partners clash over differing expressions of their dualities. For instance, one partner's spontaneity might clash with another's preference for structure, leading to misunderstandings. However, these differences can also serve as opportunities for learning and compromise. By embracing the unique contributions of each other's light and shadow, couples can enrich their bond, creating a richer tapestry of shared experiences. The shadow and light interact differently across various stages of a relationship. During the initial phase, attraction tends to focus on the light qualities such as charm, intelligence, or kindness. As the relationship deepens, the shadow inevitably comes into play, challenging both partners to confront unresolved issues. Navigating this transition requires patience and resilience. Partners must be willing to face uncomfortable truths about themselves and each other, using these insights to strengthen their connection rather than letting them drive wedges. The presence of both light and shadow in every human being highlights the complexity of love and relationships. It reminds us that no person is purely good or bad, whole or broken. Instead, we are all works in progress, seeking wholeness through our interactions with others. By embracing this duality, individuals can cultivate healthier, more fulfilling relationships that honor both their strengths and vulnerabilities. True love possesses an extraordinary capacity to catalyze personal evolution, pushing individuals to confront their limitations, fears, and aspirations while nurturing mutual development. Relationships serve as microcosms of life's broader lessons, presenting challenges that force growth and rewards that affirm progress. When people fall in love, they enter a dynamic space where every interaction carries potential for learning and transformation. One of the primary ways love facilitates growth is by highlighting areas of stagnation or resistance. For example, a person who avoids confrontation might face repeated situations in their relationship that demand direct communication. Over time, they learn to overcome their aversion, developing skills that benefit not only their partnership but also their broader life. Similarly, love exposes hidden insecurities and vulnerabilities. A partner's unconditional support can empower individuals to tackle fears they previously avoided. For instance, someone who lacks confidence in public speaking might gain encouragement from their loved one, gradually building the courage to pursue opportunities they once dismissed. Mutual growth occurs when both partners commit to evolving together. This requires active participation, where each person takes responsibility for their own development while supporting their partner's journey. Open dialogue, patience, and empathy form the bedrock of this process. Partners share goals, celebrate successes, and navigate setbacks collaboratively, reinforcing their bond through shared experiences of growth. Love inspires aspirations that extend beyond immediate circumstances. Couples often dream of futures that include joint achievements, whether starting a business, traveling the world, or raising a family. These dreams motivate them to push boundaries, acquire new skills, and expand their horizons. In essence, love transforms from a static emotion into a dynamic force that propels individuals forward, enabling them to unlock potentials they might never have realized alone. The process begins with self-awareness. As individuals immerse themselves in a relationship, they become more attuned to their strengths and weaknesses. A partner's feedback, whether constructive criticism or heartfelt praise, offers valuable insights into aspects of oneself that might otherwise remain unexamined. This awareness creates fertile ground for personal growth, encouraging individuals to address shortcomings and build on their talents. Love also fosters resilience. Challenges such as disagreements, financial difficulties, or external pressures test the strength of any relationship. However, these obstacles can serve as opportunities for growth if approached with a mindset of learning and adaptation. Couples who weather storms together often emerge stronger, having developed coping strategies, enhanced communication skills, and deeper emotional intelligence. Moreover, the pursuit of mutual growth necessitates balance. While it is important for partners to encourage each other's development, they must also respect individuality. Growth should never come at the expense of one's identity. Instead, it should enhance it. Healthy relationships allow space for each partner to grow independently, pursuing personal interests and goals, while remaining committed to the relationship as a whole. This balance ensures that both individuals continue evolving rather than stagnating or becoming overly reliant on one another. In some cases, the transformative power of love leads individuals to reevaluate existing relationships. If a partnership consistently leaves one party feeling unfulfilled or unsupported, it may signal a need for change. Growth requires honesty and courage, prompting difficult conversations about whether the relationship aligns with each person's aspirations for completeness. Addressing these concerns constructively can lead to renewed commitment, or in some instances, parting ways amicably. Both outcomes contribute to personal evolution, teaching valuable lessons about boundaries, self-worth, and authentic connection. The journey toward mutual growth is not without its challenges. Misunderstandings, conflicting priorities, and differing paces of development can create tension. However, these hurdles provide opportunities for deeper understanding and compromise. By embracing vulnerability and fostering open communication, partners can navigate these complexities together. They learn to appreciate each other's unique journeys, recognizing that growth is rarely linear and often involves setbacks as well as triumphs. The transformative power of love lies in its ability to inspire individuals to become the best versions of themselves while honoring the humanity of others. It encourages exploration of new facets of identity, challenges limiting beliefs, and strengthens emotional bonds. Through meaningful relationships, people learn to embrace both their strengths and vulnerabilities, fostering a more integrated sense of self. This process enriches not only the relationship itself, but also the lives of those involved, creating ripples of positive change that extend far beyond the confines of the partnership. The journey of love is a profound exploration of the self and the other, rooted in the intricate dance between reflection, aspiration, familiarity, duality, and transformation. People fall in love with us for two fundamental reasons: because we reflect something they have lost within themselves, or because we embody something they yearn to become. This simple yet complex truth reveals that love is not merely an external phenomenon, but a mirror through which we encounter our own depths. The archetypes we project onto others guide us toward recognizing forgotten parts of ourselves, while the quest for wholeness drives us to seek balance and integration in our relationships. Beyond surface attractions, it is shared values, vulnerabilities, and emotional resonance that forge lasting connections, reminding us that true intimacy requires honesty and courage. Our patterns of familiarity draw us to those who echo our pasts, offering both comfort and opportunities for growth as we confront and transcend these echoes. Simultaneously, the interplay of light and shadow within us and our partners challenges us to embrace both our strengths and flaws, fostering deeper understanding and acceptance. Finally, love serves as a powerful catalyst for personal evolution, urging us to confront our limitations, nurture our aspirations, and grow alongside another. It invites us to see relationships not as static unions, but as dynamic spaces of mutual development, where each interaction holds the potential for learning and transformation. In understanding why people fall in love with us, we uncover not just their desires but also our own untapped potentials. Love, at its essence, becomes a journey, not only toward another, but toward the fuller realization of who we are destined to be.